Okay. Um, you know, my memories are being shuffled around and manipulated. To, it's funny. Uh, these mind games and the rewiring my brains and these ways they try to torment me, but not only torment me, but make me acceptive of these manipulations as if it's natural. It's been so bad now with my brain, my memories, that they are trying to blur the lines. And the reason, the funny part about this is they started doing this to me on August 19, 2019. After this date, I've been manipulated and rewired in these disturbing ways. I remember that day, it was just horrible, and I remember shortly after it was just overwhelming. I dealt with some of the nastiest and still deal with this nastiest. But imagine if you never experienced any of that, and all of a sudden these nasty things start happening. It's disgusting, right? Now, as a target individual, I understand what this is about. There's nothing I can do about how my brain is phasing away. My memories are phasing away. I'm losing memory, and things are changing around my memories. I'm thankful to that right now I'm able to see things for what they are, but I know that it's not going to be for long. So I have to thank God, first of all, for making me able to see things for what they are, at least for a time period. And these games they play has been the same, one way or another, just back and forth. These kind of like games, mind games, they try to play to confuse you, to make you accepting of things. They want you to be doubtful. And I think now they're getting worse in the sense of less settled. As in, like, it's just so super obvious, but there's nothing I can do about it. For example, memory manipulation with me has been non-stop, changing things around. Not only they make me experience I didn't experience at the time, but what they try to do now is they are making me feel doubtful about them. It's not even now. They did it a few times, but it was like, oh my gosh. I remember when I was going to the gym, and I think I talked about it, where I was going to the gym, and after August 19, 2019, I remember walking back, and I don't remember which memory video I talked about in this one specifically. I think if I type in gym, and I make so many videos that I forget the titles I use to go back to it. But I was talking about how it was shortly after August 19, 2019. I'm going back to the gym. I'm coming back from the gym, and they made me have this intense reaction toward this kid. They were trying to make me confused as if that was before August 19, 2019. So they've done these things, and sometimes they do the opposite, where I don't remember experiencing stimulation, so I can't give like a timeline. It's not something that was just like strong in my mind. So I think it was before, but it was after. So they play with my brain in these ways. But now what they're doing is they're doing again like the same thing they did with the gym, where I went to the gym, they made me have this disgusting stimulation, but tried to make me think it was before August 19, 2019. The day August 19, 2019 is important for me because this is what reminds me of when things change. So with time, what's happening is as they break my memories, things are becoming fuzzy. Like they're just like, it's getting forgotten. Like I'm losing like timelines, right, as expected. My memories are slowly fading away, and they're restructuring it. But right now they're being very sloppy. I think it's for perhaps the agitation purpose of it, because I know it's falsified. I can't do nothing about it, but this is what I'm experiencing. And they were making noise campaign, slamming the door, opening the door, and I was like, are they really serious? Like, is it not the most obvious? And they have different trickery and deception tactics. With me, it's like they want me to accept their perception that they are good people. They won't do it. Like, they're like honest human. They're like, you're just full of shit. I can go. Listen, I'm not a genius, okay? I'm not gonna stand here and say that I'm a genius. I know who I am. I have limitation, and I will never think of myself as a perfect being. Never. Matter of fact, now it's gonna be worse than ever. I just got done with like a meeting and noticed some like errors here and there, and like this is what I'm gonna expect. My brain is phasing away. Like my functionality are gonna disappear. This is the result of somebody who gained fried my brain. I'm sure if we looked at my brain, if I had a MRI of my brain, it would not look the same. Look like it's been destroyed. I expect nothing but what the reality is gonna come. That my brain is slowly losing some capability. They are manipulating me. It's hard for me to function. You have to accept the reality that we are slowly being destroyed. We're being crushed. like a computer. So when a computer is crashing, they don't function the same way. It's not going to be as functionable. This is what I expect. The memories are not going to be, things are not going to work the same way. My brain is slowly, so I expect that. But to see people who do this obvious gaslighting tactic, and gaslighting is a very basic way to explain what they're trying to do, is basically trying to make you accept the obvious manipulation by presenting themselves. And it's funny, they'll talk about some random things and then say some random thing. Oh, you deserve to die, and then go back to saying, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like they're trying to, and I'm like, I know what you're trying to do. It's the typical thing. To me, that's the tactics they've been using. I'm on the call with this woman, and she's like, oh, you well deserved. And she's like, oh, I'm deserving of whatever nasty things they're going to do to me and being a target individual. But these children that they torture in this program don't deserve it. But yet you're in the program where they're torturing children. Do you understand how stupid they were? I'm like, yo, piece of shit, by the way. You think you can involve yourself in something like that does these horrible things, but you think with me it's okay? You're delusional. As soon as you sign up to be involved in this, you signed up to be involved in something that does horrible things to not only men, but women and children. And you know what it's doing. Now, what you're going to do to me, you have already embarrassed yourself. I'm looking at these people. I'm like, really? I don't know how much money they pay you guys. I don't know what you get, but it is so foul. Because you can't even pretend like you've done that for you paid in it. No. Because you hear the testimony as clear as I can hear it. Matter of fact, some of you are way smarter than me. So how can you block out and normalize these horrible things happening to these babies? Who have kids, how can you feel okay being involved in this when you know this is happening to these babies? How can you block that out? I don't have children, and I find the anger crazy of what they're capable of doing to babies. You involved in that. On top of that, you're in the program where you know the brain rewiring is needed. It's part of this program. This is what this is all about. It's about the full control of a human being and what you can control a human being to experience. Then you crash that human being down. Some of the tactics of crashing them is pushing them to suicide or mass shootings or horrible things. For me, I could easily see myself at one point, not now, being to the point of aggressiveness that will end my life. Thankfully, thank to God, I didn't go to that route. Thank you, because I'm not an aggressive person. It would be me, like it's not, but somebody who just has a little bit more than me would, and it has happened. So you have to accept reality. And those memory manipulation have been non-fucking stop. Oh, they find ways to play with memories. This memory, I remember, it was disturbing. I can never forget that moment. Unfortunately, what's happening now is creating confusion of the timeline. I have zero doubt, but I remember it was destructive. I remember shortly after August 19, 2019, maybe a few weeks later, I go to the laundromat. I remember it was tough. I remember this woman with this little black girl, and she was like patting her on the back, and they gave me this stimulation. I remember that feeling. It was just wow. It was one of the nastiest things I experienced as a target individual. I remember that because they gave me that stimulation, and it made me feel like that's the things I experienced when I was a kid. And I remember going back to the my apartment, like feeling like oh my gosh, this is like these disturbing things they do. Right, I've no doubt. I remember the interaction. I remember the stimulation. I remember feeling like, why am I feeling like this, right? And not saying why I feel like that, but remembering them making me feel like this and try to make me think that this is what you're experiencing. That having those dialogue with these bottom feeders. Way after August 9th. Well, not way after. You see how they even control that? A few weeks or so after August 19, 2019. I remember. Because it was such one of this disturbing stimulation that got me really bad. Right? At the point where they say, now we mapped it, you felt like that when you were a kid. Remember, this is why we mapped it. Now, what they try to do is to try to make me imagine that moment to be before August 19, 2019 and tell me, no, what we experienced right now is what you experienced then. The time you went to the laundromat and tried to make that be before August 19, 2019. They are reshuffling my memories to make it blurry for me to think that this is before August 19. This moment, I swear, it was such a disturbing moment. And I remember for how it disturbed me because the way they manipulated me. But they are confusing me to make or to try to attempt. At least this is the first step. I know it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So this is why I'd rather make the videos now, because a week from now, it'll be completely gone. But I remember going to end that nasty thing that they do to me. They made me experience that. It was after August 19, 2019. They were rewiring my brain, manipulating me, getting me these disgusting stimulations, and then try to make me think, now it's you when you were a kid. You see, we mapped it. Try to tell me this is what I experienced as a kid, and that what we're doing here is just made you feel the way you felt like a kid or something, some nasty things. And in my brain, it's like, okay, so what date was that? I'm like, what? You think I'm going to remember the exact date in the month? No. I know it's like in 2019, something like that, a few weeks or maybe a month or so after August 19, 2019. But, and they're really like trying to confuse me. I was like, listen, I have no doubt. And now it's becoming so pathetic that they are making me confused of the timeline to the point where they are trying to make me think that those nasty reactions when they rewire my brain were done before August 19, 2019. So they can be said, today what you experienced, you see what proof because you felt that like that. It's like, yeah, because like that is when I was already getting manipulated by trash like you. It was after August 19, 2019, but my brain is trying to make me imagine before that. They were making noise campaign. Matter of fact, right now they're hitting me in my brain to try to counter that. It is a pure mind game. They are deceiving. Memories are used as a deception tactic to play around. Of course, I know it's not true. I know it's after August 19, 2019. I remember that day for how destructive it was to me, how it broke me down. But because my brain is being fried, they are destroying the shit out of my brain. I gotta be honest, sorry for the language, but my memories are evaporating. And they're reshuffling things around to make me accept these nasty things today. But the things they make me experience today, they're trying to map it to when they were still manipulating me. But they're trying to change that timeline to be before this synthetic telepathy thing happened to me. To confuse me. And the acting goes so bad that they're making noise campaign to draw what proof they were mapped out. No, you're changing my memories to put it before August 19, 2019, when the truth is I have no doubt, and I remember how disgusting it made me feel to be forced to experience these things. And I hear this fucking retard, this childlike trash try to make me accept these things. Target individual, these people are just as deceptive as it gets. Because it's a cognitive warfare. And we're just a test subject that they want you to accept these nasty manipulations. So on top of rewiring your brain, they're rewiring your memories, you do everything to get you to accept this nastiness. Stay strong. Stay strong. They are changing as much as they can. And one thing they did, they do this opposite too, because they want you to be doubtful. So these games are so intricate. Not even so intricate, but you see it coming. They even try to make you think, okay, well, make you think of something that your memory is not too strong. For example, they make me think of a show I used to watch, but because I don't remember getting the stimulations. So I don't know, it's like, was it before or after August 19, 2019? Because if it was after August 19, 2019, I would get the stimulations. But I don't remember getting stimulation, so it has to be before. And then finding out it was after August 19, 2019, but they decided to not put stimulation during that time. And be like, you see, you could get it confused, like trash us. Don't you see? I understand they're playing this game to get you to be confused. But thankfully, they chose a time when this moment was such a disturbing moment in my experience that I will rank as one of the top most disturbing reaction I've experienced. After August 19, 2019, when they started doing the synthetic telepathy, I remember this horrible experience and remember what it did to me. To the point that they hear the noise campaign, they try to confuse me. This is trying to box in these bullshit stories. You see, that is what they try to do. Because today, every day they force me to get these nasty sexual stimulations. And so what they're trying to do is to say that they proved it. They are going to my memories, changing the timeline of my memories, make me remember the thing that I experienced after August 19, 2019, and try to make me think that it happened before August 19, 2019, to confuse me. This is not the first time. They tried that a few times, but also they tried that when I went to the gym. This is well after too. Going to the gym, I remember these kids looking at me, stimulation intense. They're like, was it before and after? Tried to make me believe it was before. It is disgusting. It's disgusting. But you gotta be strong. You gotta understand they are just finding ways to make you accepting of this. So to all my target individuals, stay strong. Stay strong. Because they will play any game possible to get you a bit confused. Your brain is fried up. Your memories are slowly eroding. Just like your body. And now they start playing their games. Noise campaign to try to intimidate you. All this manipulation they try to do to make you accept this manipulation. Because they are rewiring your freaking brain. And want you to accept this manipulation that you know is being happening. That's why I make videos. The first video I made about memories was 2020. Talk about how they're manipulating and how my memories are used to and manipulated to deceive you. In 2020, it's gonna be almost 4 years now. And I was like, I remember in this video, I was like, when, like, I wonder if there'll be a day where I'll believe these false memories. It's 4 years ago, almost 4 years. It's gonna be 4 years in October of this year. So you can only imagine in 4 years now, like how my brain is now. So my target individual, stay strong.